All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're basically holding up a mirror to a very specific kind of person. So, if you feel like you're right on the edge of something massive, but at the same time you feel completely and utterly stuck, yeah, this one's for you.
So, does that question kind of hit home? I mean, you've got the ambition, right? The goals are all there. But inside, it just feels like this constant tug of war. Well, you're definitely not alone in feeling this way. And you know what? There's actually a name for it. We call this person the emerging inner leader. And look, this isn't some kind of personal flaw. It's a phase, a really common one, actually. You've tasted success, you've gotten somewhere, but there's this little voice, this nagging feeling that your real potential, the big stuff, is still just locked away. Okay, so now you've got a name for it, the emerging inner leader. Let's dig into that core feeling, that idea of being stuck between levels. What does that actually feel like?
It's like being in this weird limbo, right? You're not a rookie anymore, not by a long shot. You know your stuff, but you haven't hit that peak you're aiming for either. You're just in between. And that transition can show up everywhere: your finances, your career, even emotionally. It can be super frustrating. And this whole in-between phase creates this major internal conflict. So let's really get into it. Let's talk about the clash between what you want and what you're actually feeling day in and day out. And here it is, the battle laid out for you. On one side, you've got what you want. It's so clear, right? More wealth, making a real impact, getting that recognition. But then there's the other side, what you feel. And that's a whole mess of self-doubt, feeling totally drained, being inconsistent, and your focus, it's just everywhere.
You know, these feelings, they aren't just random bad days. Nope, they are very specific roadblocks, things we can actually identify that are getting in your way. So let's map them out right now.
Let's see if any of these sound familiar to you. First up, inner resistance. You know exactly what you need to do, but you just can't seem to do it consistently. Then there's emotional overload. You're either overthinking every little decision or you're pushing so hard you're about to burn out. Next, lack of strategic clarity. You're consuming endless information, podcasts, books, articles, but not actually doing much with it. And finally, identity dissonance. The actions you take every day just don't line up with the goals you say you have.
But here's the crucial thing to understand. All that frustration, all that friction, it's all being powered by a seriously impressive engine. So let's talk about what's really driving you underneath it all. And this is the absolute core of it. This whole quest, it's not really about the money or what other people think. No. At the end of the day, it's about proving something to the only person whose opinion truly matters, and that's you. And that one central desire, it fuels everything else. You're chasing freedom, right? The freedom to not depend on anyone else. You want recognition, real influence. You're already thinking about the legacy you'll leave behind. And you're aiming for that, honestly, that holy grail. Being emotionally solid while also being financially powerful. It's all about feeling like you're in the driver's seat of your own life. So listen, all this struggle, all this ambition, it's not a sign that you're failing. Not at all. It's actually a sign that you've hit a tipping point. It means you are absolutely ready for a real fundamental change. I mean, think about how you got here. You've probably tried all the shortcuts, right? The life hacks, the quick fixes, and maybe you saw a little bit of success here and there, but nothing ever really stuck. But you learned something, didn't you? You learned that who you are is the foundation for everything you do. And you learned that the biggest advantage, the ultimate leverage, it's not some secret hack, it's clarity. And that brings us to maybe the biggest mindset shift of all. You're not resistant to change. You never were. You're resistant to confusion. The reason you felt stuck is because you refused to just stumble forward into more chaos. You've been holding out for a clear path. Okay, so let's bring this home by looking at your untapped potential. Because here's the amazing part. The very things that feel like your biggest problems right now, they are actually the keys to your greatest strengths. Just look at this. That high self-awareness that's causing all this inner conflict, that's what makes you highly coachable. That need to take action that feels so frustrating right now, man, once you get clarity, you are going to move so fast. The natural influence you have, that's how you'll create scalable impact. And that desire for systems and structure, that's not a weakness. That is literally the key to building real long-term value. So we'll leave you with this thought. You're not resistant to change. You're just resistant to confusion. And now that you have this clarity, what's next? You can finally see yourself not as someone who's stuck, but as someone who's poised and ready. You know the roadblocks, you know what drives you, and you know the superpowers you're holding. The only real question is, what's your next move?